Test. 1, 2. Test. 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 So that's test.
It just happens to be where the rookies come up big in big situations, and it speaks volumes. Just the trust that this coaching staff and the teammates alike having our rookies, and obviously we spend every day together, so sometimes we get along, sometimes we don't. Nah, I'm playing, but so the chemistry is there. It's black and white when it gets on the field. So just being able to build that chemistry every single day, and I feel like we getting better every single day.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Carolina Pro Football Report on ADSN. I'm Kevin Tolbert here at Bank of America Stadium. It's game day, and you just heard from T-Mac, Teteroa McMillan, the Panthers' #1 wide receiver this year, doing amazing things, talking about the camaraderie of this team and how they're sticking together and coming together to make things happen. And hopefully they'll make a third win happen right here today. But before we get things kicked off here at the stadium and on the field, let's go to Kevin Casey at Jack's up in Lake Norman to see what the pulse of the sports community is out there, and let's get things started.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Carolina Pro Football Report on ADSN. We're here at Jack's Corner Tap in Lake Norman. Man, this place is great. Not too far from anywhere around Charlotte. You're right off I-77, not too far from my place in Catawba. They're known big time. They have some of the best burgers in the Carolinas. They're right here at Jack's Corner Tap in Lake Norman. Also, 10 for 10 on game days, $10 wings, shrimp, chicken tenders, $20 buckets of Corona, and even $5 Deep Eddy lemon drop shots. I definitely want to get some of that. Before we get any further, let's give you a couple of quick injury updates for Carolina. Starting right tackle, Taylor Moton is out. That's big, especially in the running game, because Chuba Hubbard is also out, still nursing his injury. Also, Akeem Evans, he's one of the nickel corners, or dime corner, comes in slot situations. He's also out with a hamstring. So Week 6 of the NFL season, the Carolina Panthers are here to take on America's most hated team, the Dallas Cowboys. So this will be the third straight year that the Dastardly Cowboys have come to Bank of America Stadium, but they're coming with a 2-2-1 record, and they have potential to light up the scoreboard. 2 years ago, they beat Carolina. Last year, Carolina got revenge, but Dak Prescott is one of the top-tier quarterbacks. He's also one of the highest paid. He's looking to get a lot of points on the board for the Carolina Panthers. Speaking of wide receivers, Teteroa McMillan, T-Mac, if you will, great guy. Also, I think he's the Panthers' best receiver right now. He may be one of the best football players on their roster right now. And T-Mac, we heard from him a little while ago, but we're going to talk to him in a minute. But as we get ready for this week's matchup, let's take a look back at how we got here. And how about that great, my son, I talk to him all the time, Adam Casey. One team he says you got to beat if you're a Panther fan, you got to beat the Falcons. That's all he cares about. He hates the state of Georgia, but he hates the Falcons even more. Let's look back at that Carolina Panthers roasting of the Dirty Birds.
In front of a raucous crowd of 73,000 fans at Bank of America Stadium, the Carolina Panthers delivered a performance that was equal parts cathartic and instructive. Their 30-0 shutout victory over the Atlanta Falcons wasn't just a win, it was a declaration.
Very exciting. We came all the way from California. Yeah, home opener, here we are. Week 1. Well, not week 1, week 3, but it's our opener, so here we are.
After 2 frustrating losses to open the season, Dave Canales' squad flipped the script in Week 3, executing a game plan that emphasized cohesion, discipline, and collective execution over individual heroics. This was the Panthers' first home opener win since 2021, and it came with a sense of calm and control that had been missing in recent years. From the opening drive to the final whistle, Carolina never trailed. On their opening drive, Atlanta's Parker Romo missed a 49-yard field goal, the first of the bad karma for Atlanta. On the ensuing drive, Bryce Young orchestrated a methodical response that clearly showed he learned from the Week 2 comeback against the Arizona Cardinals. Bryce Young, who had turned the ball over 5 times in the first 2 games, played a clean game, 16 of 24 for 121 yards and a rushing touchdown. And while the numbers were not off the charts, they showed how the Canales system can bring success without players having to play record-breaking games in order to be impactful. On 4th and 3, he connected with rookie wide receiver McMillan for a 23-yard gain, keeping the drive alive. Moments later, Young scrambled around the left edge for a 4-yard touchdown, his first of the season. The score capped an 8-play, 67-yard drive to put the Panthers in front early, 7-0. For the first time this season, they played with a lead they would never relinquish. Young didn't need to throw for 300 yards. He needed to be smart, accurate, and mobile. He was all 3. Canales and Young were both clear in their praise for the gains and also the fans' renewed support.
Honestly, I think it's just time on task. You know, it's playing 4 quarters with each other and knowing how to fit off of guys. You know, how is Derek going to hit this, double team, and where's he going to end up at, for Boom and for Trevin. Setting edges and counting on those edges being set so that the rest of the guys know where to fit, know where to fill in on some of the runs. So I just think that's something that we'll have to continue to push this group so that we have it's the speed of communication that really what we're looking for, and that's what I felt we took a good step, a positive step in that direction.
McMillan led the team with 48 yards, but no receiver had more than 3 catches. The ball was spread and roles were defined.
Offensively, we did our thing out there. That's just every level of the game. Special teams, defense, offense. I think we just put a whole collective game together, and I think Coach Canales said the first shutout since 2020, maybe.
2020 against Detroit.
Yeah. So that's huge. That just speaks volume for every level of the game, and we're just gonna continue stacking days.
Rico Dowdle and Chuba Hubbard combined for 91 yards, with Dowdle adding a 1-yard touchdown run in the 4th quarter.
That's just something we pride ourselves on all week, that we want to start fast. We know how to finish as a team. We want to be able to do that for 4 quarters. So to put it around all complete game for all 4 quarters, it feels good. It feels good.
That shift in game script allowed Canales to lean into his full playbook that kept Atlanta's defense guessing. Perhaps the most surprising element of the win was the offensive line's performance. With starters Austin Corbett and Robert Hunt sidelined, Cade Mays and Zavala were consistent all day. Young was sacked just once, and the offensive line paved the way for 115 rushing yards on 28 carries. With under 6 minutes remaining in the first half, a 21-yard reception by McMillan helped move the sticks and make way for a 57-yard field goal by kicker Ryan Fitzgerald. The kick closed out a 6-play, 38-yard drive to give the Panthers a 2-score lead. There were high grades for the Carolina defense. For the first time this season, Carolina's defense played a complete game. Chow Smith-Wade made an 11-yard pick 6, and Mike Jackson added another pick to the Panthers' bounty. Rookie edge rushers Nick Scorton and Princely Umanmielen were instrumental in collapsing the pocket and forcing hurried throws.
So the last 2 weeks, we always started the game off slow, you know what I'm saying? Especially that Arizona game, we started with the first 2 drives, turnovers. So the emphasis of this week was start fast. So we didn't want to start fast when we got on the field. We were starting fast when we was in the locker room. So we had the music bumping and we was all turned before we even got out here on the field.
With Atlanta's opportunity quickly evaporating, the Panthers added one more score to give the team its most productive win in 2 seasons. Fitzgerald hit a 41-yarder to finalize the shutout 30-0. The Panthers' 30-0 win over the Falcons wasn't just about the scoreboard, it was about identity. It was about proving that a team can win without a superstar performance. That execution and time on task matter more than hype.
They come in today with hitting on all cylinders. And here is Bryce Young, not a great day, no turnovers, no fumbles, no interceptions. They kept the chains moving. The defense pitched a shutout. They like where they are. And if they can go into New England next week, and New England lost 21-14 to Pittsburgh today at home. So I think the Patriots can be had. If the Panthers that we saw today show up in Foxborough, they're going to get a W next week.
There will be tougher tests ahead, but for one Sunday in Charlotte, the Panthers were everything they've aspired to be.
All right, and speaking of the passing game, Carolina has to really step up their game. Bryce Young, up until last week, he got sacked, strip sacked. He also had an interception, but he's been pretty comfortable in the pocket. He likes finding his receivers. He's spreading the routes around. Teterow and McMillan still doesn't have a touchdown yet. I think that's going to change this week. Coming out of the game against Arizona, that was the second game of the season. Carolina showed a lot of fight in that. They ultimately fell in that game. But Bryce Young in that game, though, he threw for 328 yards and 3 touchdowns. So Bryce, I think if you give him time, although with Taylor Moton out, that's not going to be that's not the best situation. Dallas does have good pass rushers, but they always say the quarterback's best friends are the running game and good tight ends. Rico Dowdle stepped up with over 200 yards rushing last week. You can't expect it every week, but he pretty much told the media to tell the Cowboys to buckle up, and I kind of like that. He's running smack, and he's going to back it up because right now he has backed it up. Cowboys had a chance to pay him, and Jerry Jones decided he didn't want to pay him. He'd rather tell the fans in New York that he was number one. But right now, the receiving game is really the focus for the Carolina Panthers. And I think they got an infusion of talent in Jimmy Horn Jr. and Xavier Legette coming back off injuries. And I think Horn's really going to be a spark plug, a funny guy without trying to be, as we've talked about it. Then we talked about Hunter Renfrow. He's a guy that was who played for the Clemson Tigers, a national champion. He was with the Raiders for several years. He's been to the Pro Bowl. He's just starting to come into form. He missed a year out with a health issue, but you looked for Brian, especially in the game against the Dolphins. Bryce Young was looking for him in the third and fourth quarter last week, so I look for Hunter Renfrow to be clutch coming up in the Cowboy game. And also clutch, you have to go to Teterow and McMillan because he's tall, he can jump high, he played volleyball. This guy can really leap. I think they're going to throw those fade routes. If they get close in the end zone inside the 10, look for one of those kind of a jump plays. Also the running game. With Chuba Hubbard out, the burden goes back on to Rico Dowdle. We talked about how he had over 200 yards rushing last week. He also had 28 yards receiving. Trevor Etienne, he's in the running game. So I like what Carolina's got. They're going to mix it up, but I think really you're going to see a heavy dose of Rico Dowdle and a lot of short passing, maybe some screens, some end arounds with Legette and Horn Jr. So talking about the running game, Rico Dowdle. Let's go to the locker room. Our man Kevin Tolbert, he was in the locker room. He caught up with those guys.
So in the Panthers locker room this week, we got to talk to the running backs to see, to get a measure of how everybody's getting along. And there's not any animosity between the running backs in the Panthers running backs room because they're just all proud and happy that they are accomplishing their goal of starting to put things together, win games, and that's what it's all about in the Panthers locker room. That's the culture that Dave Canales is developing. So we talked to those guys, and they weighed in on how things are getting along.
They got to buckle up, stand on that. That was just meaning it's going to be a very physical game from my end. I know from my end. Just take pride in that. Buckle them chin straps up tight, and I will be coming. However it plays out, it plays out. Only thing I can control is coming in here and putting my best foot forward each day. And like I said, 2 is better than 1. We know for sure we got 2 guys that can go out there and do it. 2 back sets and things like that, but that's the coach's decision, and the only thing I can control is what I can control.
It was obviously great having someone, come in and do what he did. Like I said, he did an amazing job. One of the best performances I've ever seen in person or ever, to be honest. So I was really happy for him, but just as a competitor, as me, I want to be there for my team in any type of regard. So I'm always going to try to come back as fast as I can.
So looking forward to a great performance this week. Obviously, Chuba Hubbard ruled out, but Rico Dowdle will carry the football for the Carolina Panthers. They've also got Etienne to add to that mix. So a lot of power for the run game with the Carolina Panthers this week. But Kevin, that Dallas offense, they got a lot of teeth too.
We're here at Jack's Corner Tap in Lake Norman. 10 for 10 on game days, $10 wings, shrimp, chicken tenders, $20 buckets of Corona, and even $5 Deep Eddy lemon drop shots. I definitely want to get some of that. The guy who took Rico Dowdle's spot is Javonte Williams. He's the NFL's 3rd leading rusher, 357 yards rushing, 5 touchdowns this season. A big dude and a tough dude. Of according to a lot of people, and no fumbles, which is really key. A big fantasy guy for all the people who play. Dak Prescott is lighting up the league. He's got a lot of numbers too. Ryan Flournoy, 6 receptions for 114 yards last week against the Jets. George Pickens, 2 receptions, 57 yards in a TD against the Jets. Jake Ferguson, their tight end, 7 receptions, 49 yards last week against the Jets. So the Dallas Cowboys, as much as I may not like them, they are still a very productive and potent offensive football team, and they can come in anywhere and score 30, 40 points on anyone. And they are dangerous, and Carolina really has to keep that in mind. Their defense, Derek Brown and company, really have to put pressure and get movement in, make Dak Prescott, because he's played in this stadium a lot of times. This will be his 3rd straight year in the NFL playing here. He also played here when he was at Mississippi State playing in whatever the bowl game was. Was it the Belk Bowl or the Meineke Car Care Bowl or whatever it was back then? I covered the game, so I remember that. So the Panther, they beat the Dolphins last week. So then they got down 17-0. I think I read it may have been like their biggest comeback ever, or second biggest, or tied their one of the biggest comebacks. And I've covered all but the 95 and 08 season. So I've seen a lot of good and sadly bad football here over the years. But they came back. They dug deep. Bryce Young got the offense together, and they didn't give up. They chipped away, and they came back, and they got close in the second half. And then towards the end, they got the lead, and they went ahead. So let's look back at the Carolina Panthers' victory against the Miami Dolphins.
In a thrilling Week 5 showdown at Bank of America Stadium, the Carolina Panthers staged a dramatic comeback to defeat the Miami Dolphins 27-24, showcasing resilience, emerging rookie talent, and a revitalized ground game. The victory not only tied the largest comeback in franchise history, but also reinforced a growing identity. The Panthers are becoming a team that thrives under pressure. The game began ominously for Carolina. Quarterback Bryce Young committed turnovers on the first 2 possessions, a fumble and an interception, leading to a swift 17-0 Miami lead midway through the second quarter. Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa capitalized with touchdown passes to Devon Achane and also to Darren Waller, while the Panthers offense continued to sputter. Instead of folding, the response started with a key 4th down conversion. A 21-yard strike to rookie Teddyroa McMillan set up a 7-yard touchdown pass to Xavier Legette, cutting the deficit to 17-7. It was Legette's first touchdown of the season and an emotional moment for Legette as his head coach Dave Canales.
Well, he came and dapped me up, but the whole team was around me, so I didn't really get to see him, man. But that meant a lot to me, though. That showed me that he really believed in me, he cared for me.
I was about to cry. I honestly just very proud of the work that he's put in to get himself back out there, because I see him grinding. I see him attacking the things that he needs to work on in practice. He's not shying away from it. He hit it head on, and he looked in the mirror and he said, these are the things that I need to improve my game on. To get him back out there healthy and playing confident was huge.
The engine behind Carolina's comeback was Rico Dowdle, who delivered a career-defining performance. Filling in for the injured Chuba Hubbard, Dowdle rushed for 206 yards and a touchdown on 23 carries. His 1-yard touchdown run in the 4th quarter capped an 85-yard drive and gave Carolina its first lead of the game, 20-17. Dowdle's 206-yard output ranks as the 4th highest single-game rushing total in franchise history.
Even before I got here, this team has always been a fighter, grinding it out to the last minute. Those first 2 games, unfortunately, we weren't able to overcome the slow start, but today we knew we had a chance. It's just been the fact of we've been able to drive the ball. We just end up shooting ourselves in the foot, no matter if it's a penalty or a turnover and things like that. But we were driving the ball, and we knew we could drive the ball on them. It was just a matter of scoring and etching back into the game, and we were able to do that and overcome it. We didn't get down, kept fighting.
The Panthers rookie class continues to impress, and Week 5 was a breakout moment for Jimmy Horn Jr. Horn, making his NFL regular season debut, delivered a clutch 17-yard reception on a 4th and 5 during the game-winning drive.
Bryce did a great job of extending that play to find T-Mac, and then Jimmy Horn coming through for us in a big, big way right there.
It was a crucial catch, it was 4th down. I just had to make the play. That's all it was. I just had to make the play.
The catch moved Carolina to Miami's 16-yard line and set up the go-ahead touchdown to tight end Mitchell Evans. Panthers quarterback Bryce Young's early miscues nearly doomed the Panthers, but his second-half performance was a testament to his mental toughness. He finished 19 of 30 for 198 yards and 2 touchdowns, including several key throws on the final drive. While consistency remains a work in progress, Young's poise in the fourth quarter suggests growth. Carolina's defense had its struggles early, allowing Miami to score on 3 of its first 4 possessions. However, the unit tightened up in the second half, holding the Dolphins to just 1 touchdown after halftime. Derek Brown's sack of Tagovailoa on a 3rd and 11 in the red zone was critical in forcing Miami to settle for a field goal. Nick Scorton and Princely Umanmielen made their presence felt, disrupting Miami's timing and collapsing the pocket in key moments. The secondary rebounded with improved coverage and timely tackles that limited yards after catch in the second half. This isn't the first time Carolina has clawed back from a deficit. In Week 2 against Arizona, the Panthers nearly overcame a double-digit hole before falling short. In Week 5, they completed the job, erasing a 17-point gap to secure the win. With the win, Carolina improves to 2-3 and heads into Week 6 with renewed confidence as they prepare for the next homestand against the Dallas Cowboys. The Panthers' 27-24 victory over the Dolphins was a statement. Don't sleep on the Cats from Carolina.
I really just want to double down on execution. That's how we did it, was blocking runs well, stopping the run, getting our rushes going, playing good coverage. Of course, we gave up the big one, late. And there were a couple of plays that way, but it's all about execution. It's all about do right longer. That's our mentality.
And you got to trust the process, right? The process got to be the same every week. We're here to show up here on Monday, watch this tape, and then get ready to go back to work. I mean, that's what it's got to be every week for us.
All right, Kevin, just a quick update. CeeDee Lamb is ruled out for today, so they won't have him on the Dallas sidelines, so the Panthers can get a little bit of a break, but they still have this amazing offense that's able to put up a lot of points. In fact, they've done it without CeeDee Lamb for just a little bit. So, even though he's out of the lineup this week, still have to be on guard for everything with this Dallas offense.
And in honor of Crucial Catch, part of the NFL's mission to fight cancer, Kevin, the Panthers will have several on-field and in-game elements dedicated to the cancer survivors and those who currently are battling cancer. 6 of those honorary Crucial Catch captains will be recognized during the pregame ceremonial coin toss, and the captains selected by Atrium Health and the American Cancer Society had the opportunity to attend Saturday's practice, where the Panthers team captains presented them with some custom jerseys, and the nameplates on those jerseys are representative of each of those cancer captains' cancer journey. So at today's game against the Cowboys, the honorary captains will also be gifted with custom cleats and fitted in full uniforms to participate in the pregame ceremonial coin toss that I mentioned. So a great day for these cancer survivors. Kevin?
All right, now you think about this for Carolina. They beat Miami last week when they were down 17. Breaking news, they're playing the Dallas Cowboys this week. They've won a couple of games. They score a lot of points. So if Carolina finds themselves down 2-3 touchdowns, like 20 or something to nothing, leave early so I can get out of the press box early and get out of the parking deck early, because Carolina can't win. If Dallas goes up 2 or 3 touchdowns, game over, turn on the bus, and let's all go home. And y'all go home first so I can get out of here. But let's look at their defense. They can score, but can they stop people? I don't know. They gave up 283 yards and 2 touchdowns against the Jets, 72.4% completion rate. That's 3rd best. They allowed over 1,500 passing yards. That's 2nd. And these are not good statistics here. They've allowed pretty much 8 plays, 8 yards per play. That's not good in the NFL. And 1 interception. That's 27th in the NFL. So that Dallas, their defense, not great by any stretch of the imagination. So let's look at the Panther run defense, as they held the Dolphins to just 19 yards on the ground. But the pass defense was better last week. Let's go into the locker room and hear from some of the Panthers, including Derek Brown and Jimmy Horn, or J.C. Horn Jr.
I mean, it's a lot, right? I mean, they got a quarterback that's playing really good right now. I mean, they're playing really good offensively. To be the #1 offense in the league, to be specific, for us to go out here and take on this challenge this week, it's a big deal.
CD a great player, but you can't sleep on him just because he's out. They got a lot of good receivers that can take the top off. Another week, another challenge. It's gonna be fun.
Man, like you said, he was very smart. We're going to play all 4 quarters. We can't be sleeping on any one play because we know that the deep ball is going to be a big thing. So, like I said before, we're just going to have to stay up P's and Q's and execute at the same time. So.
All right, it's almost time to go down to the stadium where Kevin Tolbert and Colin Cole are down. Our own defense. Whoa. Time out. Hold on. Abby, what's going on? We're here at the Jack's Corner Tap. Abby, what's going on? I heard this the biggest seller you got.
Yeah.
The big burger here. It's the Corner Tap burger. What's going on with it?
Yes, sir. Caramelized onions, bacon, gorgonzola cheese, lettuce, cooked however you want it.
I want it every day. That's how I want it, every day and every night. So also 10 for 10 wings, shrimp, and tenders on game days, right?
Saturdays and Sundays.
$20 buckets of Coronas.
Yes, sir.
I think I like the $5 Deep Eddy lemon drop shots. I'll have to have one of those off the air, but they're pretty good too.
Make sure it's chilled.
Oh, right on. And Ohio State place, huh?
Yeah.
Oh my God, my buddy Brian Novak and Jackie Fulton, one of my wrestling buddies, were here. Put that down here, Abby. Thanks a lot. And also, we got what else we got here? We got. Oh, Maddie's here, and Maddie is like me. You grew up in Prince George's County, Maryland. You like horse racing, Chesapeake Bay Blue Crabs, and you like the Washington. As Kevin Tolbert tells me, the what now?
Redskins.
Okay, I didn't say it, so I'm just working here. So thank you, Maddie. You're great. I love it. Chicken tenders. Maddie, tell me about these chicken tenders. They're like one of your big sellers.
They're hand breaded. You can get them with whatever sauces you would like.
Got here. What kind of sauce?
Sweet Thai chili, buffalo, and ranch.
Oh, popular. Thanks a lot, Maddie. I usually don't do this, but man, Colin Cole, who looks like he's in wrestling shape right now, Iowa wrestling shape. I'm gonna have to go into the weight room up at Newton Conover wrestling, get in the weight room, the workout room, the wrestling room up there with Coach Shuffler. Oh. I can't do like comedian Tim Shropshire and run around and holler. But Colin Cole, you won't be in wrestling shape if you go hang out up here at the Jake's Corner Tap up here in Lake Norman with this burger and these chicken tenders. This is main event stuff. But KT, you and Colin Cole, bring us up to date with all the latest from the stadium.
Okay. So, thanks, Kevin. Looks like you're really eating and living it up out there in Lake Norman. But the mad dash to get down here to the field. It's super packed out here. There's Cowboy fans everywhere, Panthers fans everywhere. So a lot more hectic than a normal day. Obviously, it's because of the lure of the Cowboys. But a couple of game day updates, and Colin Cole, my partner here, will join us in a little bit. He's working his way in as well. But Keon Crossan, cornerback Keon Crossan, and Brandon Walton were activated from the practice squad to fill out the full 53-man roster for today's game. Those are standard moves for the team just to get all those slots filled. And then Yash Nijman is expected to start in place of Taylor Moton. He's on the depth chart, so that's kind of the obvious choice for that. But an amazing day out here planned for this matchup, and there's so much to unpack, starting with the atmosphere. One of the things that the Panthers will have on their side that they've been able to effectively utilize over these the 2 wins that they have on the schedule has been the crowd. Now today, it depends on how much of that crowd is Panthers, how much of that crowd is Cowboys. Hopefully, the Cowboys fans weren't able to get their hands on too many tickets for this home game, so we can keep that momentum going with the crowd on the side for the Carolina Panthers. And the other thing is, just not having to get on the road, not having the issues with traveling and not sleeping, in a place that's near you. So that's going to work in the Panthers' favor today. So look for these guys to be really rested, really locked in, really focused. During the player arrivals, the guys looked really upbeat as they were coming into the stadium. So there's just so much on the side of the Carolina Panthers today. And then there's this weather. It's kind of like the perfect day. As you can see, it's an overcast day, but the temperature is a nice mild temperature. Obviously, the Dallas Cowboys used to playing inside, but we're outside. Got some wind kicking up, so that's something that the Carolina Panthers are used to. They're able to practice here. I feel a few raindrops coming down, but hopefully all that stuff will resolve itself and stay about where it is. If it stays where it is right now, then we should be in really good shape as far as being able to manage those conditions under the weather, because that is, one of the factors that the Panthers have always been able to utilize is this Carolina weather. It's a little unpredictable, but today it just seems to be kind of a perfect day for football. It's not too hot, it's not too cold, and if it rains just a little bit, I guess we'll all be okay. We won't melt. And then Jalen Coker. So Jalen Coker has been actually ruled out for this week. Everybody was very, very hopeful that he might get into the lineup because he's in that 21-day window to return from IR, but not this week. Jalen Coker, has been working his way back. We've talked about that in a lot of situations, and getting him back into the lineup. And so that's been one of the biggest issues for the Carolina Panthers, is trying to get everybody back and healthy. But Jalen Coker will be out this week. That has been designated. And we'll get you to the other inactives at 11:33. Those will be coming out very soon. And the last time the Carolina Panthers started their NFL season 3-0 at home was back in 2015, but that was when they had a 15-1 season. Obviously, not going to have that kind of season this year, but they can still win a lot of games. There's still a lot of football left for the Carolina Panthers. They appeared in Super Bowl 50 that particular year. So there's still a lot of upside. You never know if these guys really kick it into gear. Who knows? Maybe a playoff berth. We like to think big here on ADSN to see where these guys can go. But let's switch gears a little bit and talk about some of the key items on today. Dak Prescott. What's the deal on Dak Prescott? He had 237 yards passing, 4 TDs, 8.2 yards per attempt last week, 127.4 rate. So he cooked the Jets last week in a spectacular performance. And it's really one of the pinnacle things about this week's matchup is what will Dak Prescott do? That's really the linchpin in the situation for the Carolina Panthers. They have to be able to contain Dak Prescott in order to be successful this week. The defense has to hold him down. And not just from a pass rush standpoint, but they have to be able to complicate things for him as far as the looks that they're showing him. Because that's one of the things about Dak Prescott that has been continually being developed is his ability to sniff out what the defense is trying to throw at him in the pre-snap reads. He's become amazing at it this year. That's what's helped him get to be such a high-level offense. And he's done it partly without CD Lamb. So it's for Dak, it's not about who's in, and it's not about, who's lining up out there for him. It's just about what's in his head. So one of the most important things they got to do today is they have to get into Dak's head. They got to get him rustled up today if they want to, have a chance at a win today, because Dallas has always, this season scored a lot of points. Panthers have given up 21-plus points in all but one matchup this season. That's something that they have to, kind of put the brakes on today, because Dallas can run up the score. But the key to all of that, as I said, is what's going on with Dak Prescott. And then some pivotal points. The Panthers have to improve on the 256 pass yards that they gave up in Week 5. They have to tighten that down this week. That was one of the best parts about the defense last season, but this season it seems to be something that is on the slide for the Panthers. It's been a work in progress, but the good thing about the defense this year is that they have stepped it up with regard to the run defense, and they're going to need it today. With Javonte Williams in that backfield, as you heard Kevin talk about earlier, they are really going to need to have a good grasp on their pass defense this week. And then they have tight end. Hunter Long had a TD. He was 1 for 6 last week. So lots of things that the Panthers defense, and as I'm talking, we're starting to get a little bit of that rain that I was talking about. Right now it's just a little sprinkle, but it's going to be a huge item if it starts to come down heavier, because that is going to affect the Panthers' passing game, which is starting to take shape. Teteroa McMillan looking for his first touchdown of his NFL career this year. So hopefully this rain will be able to stay off and be able to give them that opportunity to throw the ball more. If not, they will have to depend on Rico Dowdle. But, hey, he's got the talent, and he showed what he can do. And as I'm continuing to talk, there are more raindrops starting to come down. So, again, the two factors for this game, weather, Dak Prescott. But we're going to take a little break, and we'll be right back on ADSN. Just remember, you like right about there. All right. You ready?
If you stay ready, Kevin, you ain't got to get ready.
All right. And then we'll move up a little bit. Yep, there you go, perfect. All right, so we're back. Made some halftime adjustments. We had to get through this traffic. It's been a crazy yet amazing day out here for this matchup. But now I got my real sidekick, Colin Cole, here in the house. So Colin, how you doing today? How was that traffic?
Doing phenomenal. Oh, the traffic was a little bit more than usual. Perhaps the Cowboy fans have stormed Charlotte a little bit, but hey, it's all good. We accept the challenge. We're here.
So, back to the business. As I was alluding to earlier, one of the key components for today is how the Panthers defense is going to deal with Dak Prescott. He can hurt you with his feet. He can hurt you with his arm. I mean, and he's got some Jedi mind tricks, I think, going on right now. How do you see that with them trying to manage him today?
Well, Dak has notoriously been a thorn in a lot of defensive sides. He currently leads the league in passing, so he's a guy that's going to have to, that the Panthers are going to have to corral, going to have to keep in the pocket, force him to be a passer, which he's proven he can do very well. George Pickens has emerged as his top target since CeeDee Lamb has had an injury earlier on in the season. But overall, I think that this offensive attack is kind of hitting its own stride, and they're coming in here with a lot of momentum, a lot of energy, a lot of juice. So it's going to be a tough matchup.
Now, one of the things that Dak is really good at, I keep mixing his name, Dak, and with Bryce. Brack.
Both of them together.
But one of the things he's particularly good at is his pre-snap read of the defense. What can the Panthers do? I know that part of a Giro's system is to really try to disguise things, obviously moving those safeties around. But what else are they able to do to help throw Dak off? Because he's going to pick up easily on, what most people throw at him.
Well, when it comes to disguising defenses, it's huge on those linebackers sugaring and getting in different gaps, kind of showing some different things. I think one of the bigger aspects is, getting that early and constant pressure, forcing Dak off of the spot will create situations where, he might throw up those 50-50 balls and get opportunity to our DBs. So it's going to be huge in terms of just trying to get him off of this spot, and give him different looks as far as those guys moving around, and particularly at the linebacker. Let's look at checking the runs when they have passes called. So we'll see how that whole part works out.
Well, one of the things that the Panthers are working on and still making strides with is the pass rush. Obviously, they had multiple takedowns last week, but prior to that, that was something that had escaped them. So consistency today, how does that work in for them?
It's a team effort. It's like you mentioned, prior to last week, they only had 3 sacks on the season. So I got a chance to light up that area of the stat column last week. So just continuing to work as a team defense, continuing to force Dak out of his comfort zone, to force him out of the pocket, force him off his spot will definitely create those opportunities for guys to get after him, and creating negative plays on first and second down, so as they can get opportunity to rush the passer on third down.
And you played here, so you know what it's like in Bank of America Stadium, the atmosphere here. How big of a role does that play today for these Carolina Panthers? Because they seem to be able to get it done at home, not so much on the road. Is that a super big factor with these guys?
I mean, you got to assume so at this point. They've shown that they're more comfortable at home. And really, considering last week and last week's energy and the energy that the crowd brought last week, it was a tremendous opponent, or I should say, a tremendous help for the Panthers on both sides of the ball. Just the energy that the crowd brings. It's always a huge aspect of it. Always can utilize having that extra juice from the fans. So being here at home is huge for those guys, being in the routine, being comfortable, being able to do their typical Sunday morning routine prior to coming to the game. And I think that's allowed them to be more and more comfortable throughout the season. so far in this season. So today I think it's going to be a little bit more of that same. And let's get after that guy.
Okay. And it is football, so we'll just have to deal with the weather, whatever it comes out to be. Hopefully it stays like this so Bryce Young can get a chance to throw the ball, and maybe T-Mac gets his first touchdown today. That'll be a big deal. He's been anticipating that. It's been this is his 6th game as a pro. Still no touchdowns, but that'll be coming.
It's coming.
So I won't hold you to 3 keys to the game today, but what is your one key to the game for the Carolina Panthers?
One key is to make Dak Prescott as uncomfortable as they possibly can. Force him to get off his spot and force him into positions where he is uncomfortable. Force him into positions where he throws the ball up. Dak has been notorious throughout his career at throwing the ball up and giving defensive players the opportunity to get after it. So that's going to be the key, is to force number 15 off of the spot, force him in a situation where he throws this.
All right. Well, that'll do it here at Bank of America for the Carolina Pro Football Report pregame edition. We'll see you after the game, but remember, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you can get all of our updates during the game, and also check out our other social media platforms as well as ADSN1.com. That's ADSN1.com. You can get all your post-game articles, your injury reports during the week, and all of your player stories and interviews with this guy right here. He sits down with all the players and gives you the skinny on what the big deal is with a lot of these guys. So with that, for Kevin Tolbert, Colin Cole, and Kevin Casey, who's up in Lake Norman enjoying himself. He's probably 3 L's in right now, but we don't get any. Well, not any just yet. But we'll see you after the game.